Hello. This is the first video in a little while, but it is the last week of, oh dear. Okay, we'll see how that looks. What to say about all the training before I go to my village later in like a week, less than a week. I think that training was necessary to an extent because I was definitely not ready to be dropped in a rural Ghanaian village. In the 11 weeks here that like during my stay, I feel like I've learned a lot about the country. And the biggest surprise is that Guinea is actually not a francophone country. In the capital, in the universities, and even the local schools, yes, French is the official language, but except for the forest region where there are so many local languages that French is like actually spoken outside of school, everyone speaks Susu in Lower Guinea, Pular in Middle Guinea, which is where I'll be, and Malinke in Upper Guinea. And one of the biggest challenges for a student, and me as a teacher, is developing their proficiency in a language they only hear a couple hours a day in a classroom and not at home, or like talk to each other in. So it's very hard to understand something like, I don't know, Newtonian mechanics if the teacher is speaking a language you can barely understand. I remember how lost I was during quantum mechanics lectures in France, and I imagine it's somewhat analogous. My workaround was to find lessons online in English, but that's not an option for the students here. So it means that I'll need to find a way to like teach a hybrid French language / science class. We'll see. Anyways, I was thinking about how I can be an effective teacher at my site a lot. And my site, I keep saying like my village, whatever. It's called Niagara, like the waterfalls, but here that's like Niagara because that's like French accent. That word, yeah. It's pretty remote. It takes about like 2 hours to get to the nearest city in a car. And I'll live in a small casita thing with like some other people. Like I'll live alone, but I don't know. I'll show you it soon. I'll post another video when I get back to my village and talk about like school more and life there. But yeah, I had an alright time during training. Some people come in knowing like zero French, and so the focus for them comes like learning French well enough to teach a class of probably like 50 Ghanaian middle or high schoolers. Not easy, but for the people who were already pretty comfortable speaking French, the training's a chance for them to practice teaching if they don't have a ton of experience teaching, and get a head start, which is like how I was, and get a head start on learning the like local language. Depending on what region you live in, it could change. I also really wanted to continue to improve my French, so after a bit, I actually opted out of the local language classes, the Pular classes, because I planned to hire a tutor once I like live in the village, where people actually speak Pular. Here, like no one speaks Pular, so it's pretty hard to like practice outside of like class a couple hours a day. So we'll see how that goes. But I already know like basic salutations and introductions, so hopefully I'll be able to get by until I actually like start teaching on October 3rd-ish. Yeah. Anyways, what else? I'm pretty ready for training to be over. It's a little suffocating sometimes, like to be with the same 40 people every single day, like every single day. I really like the other volunteers, and also like the Ghanaians that I like, the formateurs, and they're awesome. I can never get a day alone, and it's starting to kind of like wear at me, on me. So, I mean, this will not be a problem in a week, once I move to my village, because I'll probably have like more alone time that I'll know what to do with. But I made it through training, and I'm doing well. So, hooray! And I'll post another video once I like actually get to Niagara. Thank you. See ya.